Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. It is 16th of April. It is 3 days and 16 hours until the halving. Oh my gosh, the excitement is building here, but I can say in Dubai, for once, it is not sunny, there's no blue skies. In fact, there's a huge storm right now. And everyone that came out here for Token 2049, I apologize. I've personally never seen a storm quite like this. It's nuts. I can't even see the building opposite my building because it's so foggy and so overcast and good. Literally, there's people jet skiing past my apartment right now. Jet skiing. I'm not even joking. They're jet skiing past my apartment on the road. I was signed up for like a boat party and a few other events. They've literally cancelled the boats, obviously, but also even the conf. I think Blockchain Life, which is another big event, has cancelled their second day and has moved it into tomorrow. So yeah, real chaos out there, guys. Please be safe. Also, looking at the crypto bubbles, again, we have a sea of red once more. Most projects are between 5 and 15% down today. Solana 9.7% down. Floki nearly 8% down. You got Akash over 10% down. Neo a big loser today. And only 2 or 3 bubbles here. OKX Coin, Core, Celestia, of course, and a few of these projects have some good news to share today, so that's why they're the outliers. Pretty rough out there, guys, so be careful, choose wisely, but these are still good buying opportunities if you ask me.
No, it could be really bad.
Now, as I said at the start of the video, we're 3 days, 16 hours out from the Bitcoin halving, which is usually a celebration, right? But there's a few bears out there. There's a few bears out there still, and we're going to jump in to see what they're saying. Alright, as you can see, there's a very lovely bear waving at me right now, but hello. But actually, what we're talking about here is the analyst. And this analyst, Marcus Thielen, is the founder of 10x Research. And 10x Research is basically a very well-respected research firm. And he is actually turning bearish, and he called this rally to 70k. And actually, he didn't just call this rally to 70k, he also called Bitcoin's bottom on November 2022. So probably he's somebody we should pay attention to, right? Well, basically what he's saying is that due to the rise and persistent inflation, and actually the Fed rates not actually being cut as many as people thought they would be, therefore there's going to be this sell-off. And he sold off tech stocks last night. He only holds a few high conviction coins, and overall we are bearish risk assets on stocks and crypto, which is not good news obviously for us. So look, take this with a pinch of salt, of course, guys. Nobody really knows what's going to happen, but this guy has a good track record and he is bearish and the markets are down. There's still greed in the market. I checked out the Fear and Greed Index today, which is around 65 last time I checked, so it's still flashing greed. So I think we might be in for a little bit more pain before the gain comes back, guys, because until we flush out that greed, it looks like we've still got a further leg to go. But I still think these are good buying opportunities. I still am an advocate of DCA, dollar cost averaging in, dollar cost averaging out, and these are still, in my opinion, great times to be dollar cost averaging in, so you get that average buy rate, which hopefully will give you the best returns. So that would be my advice, and then we'll move on now to the next story, where a top CEO is also discussing a bearish signal for the halving. Okay, so Bitcoin halving may see a rise in crypto sales from Crypto.com CEO. So the Crypto.com CEO is Chris Marszalek, somebody who I've interviewed a few times way back in the day when Malta was popping off in like 2019 at those events. But basically what he's saying here is that there could be a rise in selling due to buy the rumor, sell the news trading. Despite this, he is confident that the halving event will make a substantial difference and is a positive development for the market over a longer period. Of course, state the obvious. So yeah, basically, obviously Chris has an amazing overview of the markets, having been the CEO and having oversight of everything that's going on Crypto.com, and he thinks there could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. I would probably tend to agree with that. In all the previous Bitcoin halvings, they haven't just pumped straight after the halving. There's always been a relative sideways kind of crab movement before 2-3 months later, and then we're off to Valhalla. So I would not be expecting huge pumps or anything of that nature on halving day. It's usually a bit of a false dawn, guys, but obviously in the long term it's clearly bullish. Less sell pressure on the market, and yeah, it's something to definitely look forward to, because we know the next 12 to 18 months are going to be a fun ride. So
I'd be a millionaire now.
Okay, so crypto exchange OKX Polygon powered layer 2 X layer hits public mainnet. So OKX comes as other major cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase and Kraken have pursued their own layer 2 networks over the last year. So basically, guys, what this is that OKX have launched a layer 2 blockchain of their own called XLayer, and it's gone live on public mainnet, which is great, and they're using Polygon's CDK, a customizable toolkit that allows developers to build their own chains, making use of zero-knowledge technology. Okay, so as you can see, Coinbase also recently launched their own chain using Optimism Stack, and also Kraken apparently are also looking into this. So obviously they've seen the success of Binance, and lots of other chains have, exchanges have tried to emulate them, but to limited success so far. If I remember correctly, OKX already had a blockchain before. They had a OK chain, and I remember Huobi also having Hiko chain, and they never took off. So interesting. I mean, OKX's standing in the industry has definitely progressed in the last year and a half. I think for sure they've done a lot to build credibility, reliability in the ecosystem. So who knows? Maybe it's one to watch. Obviously, Bybit now are also pushing Mantle Network, which seems to be doing quite well. There was some hype recently, although it's died down a little bit now. But I know there's some great projects building that ecosystem. So who knows? It's one to watch actually. But look, right now, XLayer, which was launched on testnet back in November, allows users to access over 170 decentralized applications, with more slated to launch soon. Now, I have no doubt that there'll be lots of projects building on this. OKX are very well funded. They have a lot of infrastructure already in Web3 that can attract people to build in their chain. So it's one to keep an eye on for sure. One to keep an eye on. Good luck to OKX. With their layer 2 chain. Let's move to the next story. Adidas is releasing $2,500 Solana NFT sneakers in move to earn game Steppen. So it was only a couple days ago we spoke about Adidas also taking part in a basically crypto survivor Web3 game in which you could basically get your hands on some Adidas related skins. I think it was skins in the game, and that would ultimately allow you to have a boost, which would give you a better chance of winning that survival game. But here they've gone back to fashion items and basically some sneakers, which $2,500, which is quite pricey if you ask me. So basically, as far as I understand, there's a limited amount of these available. To be clear, there's 200 of these available on the April the 17th, which will require a whitelist spot. So if you click on this Twitter link here on this article on Decrypt, which we'll put in the comments below. Yeah, it's interesting, guys. It's good to see Adidas in the game. It's probably a bit too much for me to be dropping on these NFT sneakers. I could do with actually some real ones.
I can't agree to that.
But yeah, good for Steppen, good for Solana. Let's move on to the next story. Bored Ape NFT floor price hits lowest point in over 2.5 years. So this is pretty shocking. Bored Ape Yacht Club collection floor price is currently 11.1 ETH. Now I'll tell you a story.
We're ready.
When I was in Turkey, goodness knows when it was, 2-3 years ago, when Bored Apes were just coming up, I remember I had the opportunity to buy a Bored Ape, a really cool one at 8 ETH, and I always regretted it because I never bought it. I thought it pumped too much. I wasn't sure still. NFTs were still quite new. I didn't know whether to sell some of the existing NFTs I had to buy this one, and in the end I hesitated and I fumbled in the bag and it was gone. And now the Bored Apes are back down to 11.1 ETH, which is 90% down from its high. And as you can see here, actually they went all the way to 100 and 24 ETH. So look, guys, if this is a coin, this is something I'm buying. The NFT bull run is coming. Like, I have no doubt the NFT bull run is coming. The amount of people that got their hands on NFTs in the last bull run and therefore is acquainted with the technology and just the way that this space moves, it's just another cycle. I was telling my friends recently, I'm looking at NFTs right now. I want to sweep the floor with a number of top projects because surely it's profitable. And also, don't just take my word for it. Yatsu, the chairman of Animoca Brands, also made a tweet yesterday purchasing some Bored Apes as well, saying they're a bargain right now. And honestly, I would agree with him. I mean, of course, they have major history, in Web3 history and Web3 culture now. It's the first kind of mainstream NFT PFP. I have no doubt these guys will come back with a massive bang. Obviously, Yuga Labs is extremely well funded right now. They're building out other side. They've worked with tons of brands before. It feels like a bit of a steal. No one's really looking at this right now. So definitely something to think about, guys. I'm definitely interested in this. And I'll keep you posted on Twitter if I do decide to buy one.
and we will be waiting.
Okay, a bit of security, okay, in a bull market and even in a bear market, but especially in a bull market, especially when you've made those sweet gains, please don't lose them all because of a lack of security, guys. Come on, disable iMessages ASAP. 3 words, straight to the point. I did this last night. Basically, Trust Wallet have found a 0-day exploit, which is a high-risk exploit, which is already being sold on the dark web for $2 million. And as you can see here, there's a tweet from Trust Wallet basically saying that this can infiltrate your iPhone without clicking any link, which sounds bizarre, but this is what they're saying. And they recommend that you disable your iMessages ASAP. So if you navigate to settings and messages, toggle iMessage off, like I said, I did this last night, and maintain this as a precaution for now until you hear from further notice. And it's always important. I know it's a bit boring to talk about security, but at the end of the day, it's not boring when you don't get drained, you don't get hacked. Just follow what Trust Wallet is saying here. Turn it off for now, especially for those of you that are in Dubai for Token 2049. Of course, we're all going to end up being targets by scammers and hackers. So yeah, please follow this immediately. I'll give you like 5 seconds to do that right now.
Give us more time. We need more time.
Okay, and finally, guys, we have some good news. Solana is finally fixing an update to fix its well-touted network congestion. Solana developers have pushed a major fix designed to resolve pressing network congestion issues. So as you guys know, a couple of weeks ago, Solana was basically halted again and broke down because of there's too much transactions on the chain. This was largely said to be because of the meme massive outbreak and celebration of memes that happened on Solana. There was just too much trading volume. But basically, Solana devs have finally fixed something. Their mainnet update went live earlier to combat this. You can see some of the things here that they've tweaked. This is all a little bit technical jargon for me, but yes. And as you can see, the Solana price has now bounced off recent lows, which is good, although they are around 10% down today still. But it's good to see Solana fixing its issues. Of course, Solana is one of the major layer ones that everyone is watching, and I think it's important for the ecosystem to grow and be successful. And yeah, so a little bit of good news there today, guys, for Solana. So alright, without further ado, thank you so much for joining me for another episode. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.